Today we'll be covering Avengers issues 8 and 9, the continuation of the new Avengers storyline. Last time, the Avengers were called together to battle against the Dark Celestials as they tried to take out the entire planet of Earth, and we'll link those videos down below. But what you need to know is that the Avengers came together and it was a brand new roster, one very familiar for the movie fans. And now that they have come together, they have actually officially created the Avengers. So what's going to happen now that there is an official Avengers team out there again? Well, to find out, you'll have to watch the video. And today you have found yourself at Comicstorian, where we bring you the complete story series. We take some of your favorite pop culture, video games, comic books, movies, and TV shows and break them down into audio dramas, allowing you to catch up and go purchase the next issues or game in the series immediately afterwards. Now, let's get on with the show. As the Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, drives his Hellcharger through the North Pole, he makes his way to the giant celestial that has become the new headquarters for the Avengers. When he passes by the security checkpoint, the computer says that his identity has been confirmed. Roberto Reyes is cleared for entrance. Robbie tells himself that it's kind of weird trusting all these new people with his secret identity. Hell, all of this feels weird. Ghost Rider as an Avenger? This isn't gonna last long. As Robbie pulls up, Cap tells him that he hopes that he's ready to work harder than he ever has in his life. And Robbie tells him, "You betcha, Cap, sir?" Cap then tells him, "Just call me Steve. And I've assumed that all of your homework was finished?" Robbie looks around the facility asking, "Am I the only Avenger still in high school?" And Cap tells him, "Yes. I'm pretty sure Thor got kicked out before ever graduating. But don't let that bother you. You're still the only Avenger who could take control of a dead Celestial and transform it into a 2,000-foot-tall Ghost Rider and save the world." Robbie laughs. "So does that make me the strongest Avenger?" But as he finishes, there's a loud whack as Cap's shield lands, hitting Robbie in the stomach. And Cap tells him, "No, you're the newest. Everyone inside of this mountain has been saving the world longer than you've been potty trained. Now it's time to show me that the other day wasn't a fluke. Show me that you really are an Avenger, Ghost Rider." However, to fully understand how we got to this point, we're gonna have to look back a few days prior, shortly after the final battle with the final host. The heroes all turned to Loki and they demanded answers as to why he would bring such evil to the Earth. And his answer was simple: to reunite the Avengers. If it wasn't for him, they would all still be floundering, shattered, and hopelessly at odds with one another, still clueless as to their true potential and reason for being. Nothing brings heroes together quite like a good villain, right? If you all thought the Celestials were the only ones who see you as a great cosmic infection, then you would be sadly mistaken. You're all being watched right now. Even if you don't know it, you're all being watched from beyond the raw void between dimensions. And when they finally come, they will lay ruin to all in the time that it takes a hummingbird to flutter its wings. But before the Avengers could do anything with their new prisoner, the Celestials took him, leaving behind a present. The only one who could answer what that present was Robbie Reyes. The Celestials had raised the body of the progenitor, turning it into a shining beacon on top of the world it helped forge. A beacon of hope, the wonders of life, and a warning about what'll happen if anyone tries to stomp it out. While renovations are being made inside of the massive Alpha Celestial, Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, lays on an examination table and Doctor Strange tells her, "You're right, there is something different about you." Jennifer tells him, "Great, good to know I'm not crazy, or at least no crazier than the usual crazy. Just don't tell me I'm dying, Doc." Doctor Strange looks at the charts and says that he wishes it was that simple, but she is the Hulk. Her body is rife with enough gamma radiation to kill most people many times over. However, since the encounter with the Celestials, those gamma counts have skyrocketed. Her body is now storing more gamma energy than ever before, and it appears that she will sometimes release that energy in the most explosive ways possible, more so than Bruce ever did. But it could also explain why she appears to, have less access to her full mental faculties when she's the Hulk. She is in sense becoming a living gamma bomb, and they have no idea what could happen the next time she explodes. Jennifer slams her hand down, stating that she has a pretty good idea. Bad guys are going to get smashed, and the world will get saved, just like before. These new powers are a blessing, not a curse. The Celestials needed her at her strongest to stop the final host, and so will the Avengers now more than ever. So they believe that they're going to get the biggest and baddest damn Hulk the world has ever seen. A short while later, Black Panther asks if they're really sure about this. Cap tells him, "We took a vote. It was unanimous." And Iron Man says, "I know how rare that is even for the three of us, right?" Thor tells him, "Aye. On this we all agree. There is only one choice for the Avengers chairperson. Congratulations, King T'Challa." Black Panther tells the three of them that he will strive to be worthy of their trust. So then, let his first official act as the chairperson be stating the sacred words, "Avengers assemble." But as the Avengers begin to hold their first meeting, an alarm goes off indicating a level 9 international incident is currently underway in the Southern Sea. Iron Man says, "Great first meeting. Nice and short. Cap always droned on for hours." Meanwhile, over in the Southern Sea, the Atlanteans hang off the side of a Roxxon whaling boat and the men laugh, stating, "Dead Atlanteans, probably a delicacy somewhere, right?" But before long, the boat is struck by a giant sea creature and a voice calls out to the men shouting, "Scream all of you, air-guzzling bastards!" Namor jumps up, ripping his way through the ship, telling everyone that down in the depths is where he'll be taking them, and no one will ever hear you scream again. We once again must look back at how this event came to be, though. It begins off the coast of the Bahamas on a cruise ship. Tiger Shark started to climb aboard to collect the toll for the humans that have been sailing in his seas when Stingray showed up to stop him. The two fought, arguing who was right, and all the while Namor himself was watching with his war sharks. He stopped the two of them, telling them that their petty fight is over. The day of reckoning has come, and you have both found a simple yet profound choice. Join me or leave the oceans forever. Stingray tells him, "You both know this whole Atlantis attacks thing never works for my people. So how about we talk about it? I'm one of your oldest friends on the surface." But Namor isn't answering with words. He's answering with fists. "This man is an invader in my realm, and invaders will no longer be tolerated. The Emperor of the Deep has spoken. War sharks, finish him." The screams of Stingray echo throughout the ocean, with Namor turning to Tiger Shark, telling him, "I ask you the same question. How do you reply?" Tiger Shark looks at the torn-apart body of Stingray, telling him, "I'm not sure what's going on here, but this is a pretty convincing argument. Count me in." Back in our current time, Cap leads the charge along the bottom of the sea towards Atlantis, but he is soon met with Atlantean resistance. The heavy hitters take on several foes at once, but Robbie Reyes drives the Hell Charger through a pack, asking, "How strong are these guys? They're tearing my car apart." One of the Atlanteans blows the war horn, and as the giant creature rises, Robbie tells them, "I'm pretty sure I found the king." Cap radios in, stating, "That is not the king. He just summoned a sea beast from the depths. Get out of here." But before Cap could finish, Robbie is swallowed whole by the creature, and then Thor rushes towards the creature, shouting, "I shall avenge the rider of ghosts." Robbie then calls out, "Can anyone hear me? I'm not dead, unless the highway to hell is paved with whale guts. Let's see how this super grouper likes spicy food." Robbie revs up the engine, creating a hellfire within the beast's stomach, and he rockets out yelling, "Look at me! You can call me the human habanero!" Elsewhere, Iron Man radios to Black Panther, asking how things are going on his end. Black Panther tells him that the guards are down, but it's possible an alarm was just tripped. So Iron Man asks him how. "You're the Black Panther. Surely you can hack through their tech." Black Panther tells him, "Perhaps if they had any tech, but instead I stepped on a starfish." Just then, Namor shoots through the waters, punching Black Panther, asking, "How dare you show your face under the sea?" Black Panther lunges back, telling him, "You don't need to make this harder than it needs to be. We're not here for war, Namor." Namor then responds, "No? Well, you brought an army to Atlantis." Black Panther tells him, "Yes, I did. The most powerful army on the face of the earth." Thor swings his hammer and Iron Man charges his repulsor cannon, but Namor catches both. As he squeezes down on both the hammer and Iron Man's hand, Iron Man says, "I'd forgotten how fast he was underwater. Danvers, end this!" Captain Marvel charges through the water, punching Namor in the face, creating a giant explosion. But as the lights begin to fade, Namor stands up unfazed and he says, "Every wretch under the sea would kill to lay their hands upon my bare flesh. Enjoy the privilege that you've just been granted, Lady Marvel." Namor then headbutts her away, with She-Hulk jumping in, shouting, "Fish King, no touch! Hulk touch a lot!" As she lands, she sets off a massive explosion, creating a crater in the ground. Namor jumps back, punching her away, asking, "You're bringing a walking gamma bomb here?" But just then there's a loud whunk as Robbie Reyes speeds in, hitting Namor, asking, "Did I just hit someone? Please say it was a bad guy." Namor stands up, lifting the Hell Charger, shouting, "The Samaritan will never fall." Cap then calls Namor, telling him to stand down or the next Avenger he faces will be him. Namor easily tosses the car aside, telling Cap, "You do not have long. Speak." Cap tells him, "We understand that you want justice for what happened to your people on board the Roxxon ship, but taking the shooters and vowing to execute them will not bring justice." Namor waves Cap off, asking, "Is this where you tell me to trust the laws of man? Because those have never let me down before, have they? If I refuse to hand them over, what then?" Black Panther tells him, "One word, don't." Cap goes on, telling him, "The surface world is just as much a victim as the destruction wrought by the final host on the seas." Namor scoffs, swimming away, telling him, "You may take the murderers, but you would do well to remember these words of advice. Don't ever come here again, Avengers." The Avengers collect the prisoners that Namor took and leave as requested, and as Namor returns to his people reject him. 3 days later, Namor looks at all of the debris fallen from the surface world and he says that he has gathered them here today because war is declared. A few days ago, the world-destroying corporation known as Roxxon murdered our people and hung their bodies from their ship like bloody trophies. I have sought rightful vengeance, but the Avengers thought to take those men far away from Atlantis, thinking that they were far from my reaches. Those men are dead now, choked on the polluted seawater that's spewed from their own toilets. However, this is not the ending. This holy war has just begun. Let the Earth Breathers have their mounds of dirt and blackened skies. The surface has the Avengers. Now we have the Defenders of the Deep. And there you have it. The Defenders of the Deep have been born inside of the Avengers book. But now it's time to see what Black Panther is going to be doing with this. So if you want to hear the next chapter of the Avengers storyline written by Jason Aaron with one of my favorite new team members, Ghost Rider, then you should definitely consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a like to let us know, Benny, we want more Avengers. I mean, I kind of assume you guys do, but hey, maybe the video will get like no likes and I can go, oh, I guess nobody actually wanted this one. Either way, follow me on Twitter at Comicstorian, Instagram at Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time right here.